Erica here again, and today I'm here with my TBRs for both the BookTubeathon and the 24 and 48 hour readathon. First, let's talk about BookTubeathon. BookTubeathon, for those of you who don't know, runs from the 18th to the 24th of July. It is a yearly readathon, a week-long readathon where you're given 7 challenges. There are a lot of daily challenges where you can create booktube videos in response to the challenges, and it's a lot of fun. It's a huge community event. I will link to the announcement video or the challenge video. I'll link to something down below. Last year, I was not able to participate because I was on vacation during BookTubeathon. This year, I am going to participate. I do have to work all week, so I picked some shorter books that I can get through a little bit quicker and kind of break it up into chunks. So without further ado, here are the challenges and the books I've chosen. The first challenge is to read a book with yellow on the cover, and for that I chose Ma Rainey's Black Bottom by August Wilson. This has all kinds of yellow on the cover. And I'm going to read you the blurb of this. This is a play. If you're not aware, August Wilson's a really renowned playwright. He wins a lot of awards. He has won a lot of awards for his work, and I've never read anything by him, but I'm super excited to get into his work. So, the blurb for this one says, "The time is 1927. The place is a rundown recording studio in Chicago. Ma Rainey, the legendary blues singer, is due to arrive with her entourage to cut new sides of old favorites. Waiting for her are her black musician sidemen, the white owner of the record company, and her white manager. What goes down in the session to come is more than music. It is a riveting portrayal of black rage, of racism, of the self-hate that racism breeds, and of racial exploitation." Super, super excited to read this. It sounds really, really incredible. And it's super short, so I can probably get through it in a sitting or two. The next challenge is to read a book only after sunset. So that means that book, no matter when you read it, during the week, it has to be dark. So for this, I chose a graphic novel that I can probably read in like one night after I get home from work and before I go to bed. And I chose Beauty by Kira Scott and Hubert. I recently hauled this. Kira Scott is the artist for A Beautiful Darkness as well. And this is an absolutely stunning little, well, it's a giant book, but it's a stunning graphic novel. And again, it has it's a self-proclaimed fairy tale for grown-ups, so I cannot wait to read it. And again, I can probably read this in one sitting, and hopefully I can, because I have to read it when it's dark outside. Next is to read a book you discovered through BookTube. For that, I have chosen Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. I don't think I had heard of Audre Lorde before BookTube, and I cannot remember who I first heard talking about this. I think it might have been Steph from Stephanie Spines and Tim, and they don't make very many videos anymore, but I think it was her. Anyway, really looking forward to this. These are essays and speeches by Audre Lorde. There's a lot in here about race and feminism and intersectional feminism, so I cannot wait. A lot of these essays and speeches are pretty short, so I think I should be able to read, a few in a sitting, kind of dip in and out of it. And I am really excited about it. I've been putting this book off forever. I think it's going to be really influential and really powerful, though. Next is to read a book by one of your favorite authors. For that, I chose In Persuasion Nation by George Saunders. This is the last kind of major short story collection by George Saunders that I have yet to read. So I've already read Pastoralia, Civil War, Land, and Bad Decline, and 10th of December, all of which I absolutely adored. I cannot wait to read this. I'm really into George Saunders right now, especially as he has a new book coming out in 2017, a novel, which I can't wait for. George Saunders writes fabulous fiction. A lot of his short stories have elements of dystopian universes and science fiction. Some of it has horror elements, and I can't wait to get to this one. The next challenge is to read a book that is older than you. So for me, that would be any book published before 1989, and I chose a book published in 1892, so roughly 100 years older than me. That's The Beach of Felisa? Don't know. This is by Robert Louis Stevenson, who of course wrote Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Treasure Island. This is a Melville House Art of the Novella book, and I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but apparently it's kind of satire about colonialism, and I'm really excited to read it. Again, super short, so I should be able to finish it rather quickly. The next challenge is to read a book and then watch the movie adaptation. I don't watch a ton of movies. I don't watch a ton of movie adaptations. I am going to go see the BFG soon, though. if I haven't already by the time this video is posted. But for this, I chose Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is kind of one of the only books that I already owned that has an adaptation, and I believe it has multiple adaptations. I think there's a BBC miniseries. I'm not very into, like, period pieces and the BBC miniseries thing. I don't know why. I've tried, guys. I know that they're much beloved, and everyone loves that stuff, but it's not my thing. So I'm going to try it. I really need to read this. It's one of the last two of Jane Austen's major works that I haven't read. I'm not a huge Jane Austen fan, but I figure that I should read them at least. But I hear good things about this. A lot of people seem to really love this book, so I'm looking forward to it. And for a classic, again, it's rather short. I think it's about 250 pages, yeah. So we'll see how this goes. And the last challenge is to read 7 books. For my 7th book, I just picked up another graphic novel, and that's Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is a little bit of a larger graphic novel. This is about a girl who works in, she's a chef, and then she, like, finds out that she can go back in time or something like that. I don't know. People have been talking about it. It's apparently really good. So I'm looking forward to it. And then the same weekend of BookTubeathon, so the last 2 days of BookTubeathon, are also the 24 and 48 hour readathon. 24 and 48 is one of my favorite readathons. I always participate in it. And it's kind of a little bit more of a relaxed version of Dewey's 24-hour readathon, where your goal is to read for 24 hours out of a 48-hour period. So you have 2 days, and you're supposed to read for 24 hours out of the 2 days. Now, last time that this was hosted, I believe it was in January, I had the weekend off of work. This time that is not the case. And I don't know yet how much I'm going to be working on the weekend. Usually I pull at least 1 double shift, which means either Saturday or Sunday I'm gone roughly from 8:30 in the morning until 1 o'clock in the morning. So my goal is to try to read for 12 hours out of the weekend. I'm really hoping that I only work 1 shift each day, in which case that'll be totally manageable. We'll see. I'm going to read a lot. I'm going to have fun. I've never read for a full 24 hours out of the 48 anyway, but I just really love this readathon. I love the engagement that it brings to the community between bloggers and booktubers and on Twitter, and it's so much fun. So I have some more things picked out for that. My goal is to finish those 7 books for BookTubeathon first, so if I haven't finished any of those yet, I'll be carrying those into the 24 and 48, but just in case by some miracle I decide not to sleep for a week and get all of that reading done, I have picked out another giant stack of books that I would like to choose from for 24 and 48. So a lot of these are really short, quick reads, because that's the best way to go for these short and quick readathons. So first I have a Penguin Littleback classic. This is Deafening Chloe by Longus. This is a classical story about 2 young lovers who battle pirates, rivals, and their own confused feelings. It's a tender pastoral romance from ancient Greece. I've heard really awesome things about this. I don't read enough classical literature, and I would really like to get into more of it, so I'm willing to give this a shot. And it's a Littleback classic, so it's short. Next, I have another Melville House Art of the Novella book. This is The Man That Corrupted Hadleyburg by Mark Twain. I have a ton of these that are unread because I was subscribed to their subscription service for a while. I recently canceled that because I realized I was not reading them, but they look really pretty on my shelves. So this is by Mark Twain. I haven't read anything by Mark Twain since I had to read Huckleberry Finn when I was in high school. I might have had to read that once in college too. I don't remember, but I don't know what this is about. It was written on hotel stationery while in Europe on the run from American creditors soon after the death of a daughter. It's often cited as a work of bitter cynicism, a statement on America to some, on the Dreyfus case to others, created by a weary author at the end of his career. Sounds awesome, really timely. Are we going to bash America? Because now's the time to do it. We're not in the best shape over here, y'all. Political opinions aside, I have picked up 3 collections of poetry. I recently hauled these in my birthday book haul. They are all done by Yes Yes Books, which is amazing. The first one I have is Panic Attack USA by Nate Slauson. And I don't know anything about any of these, so I'm just going to show them to you. The next one is I Don't Mind If You're Feeling Alone. This is by Thomas Patrick Levy. And the last one is super tiny, and I'm really hoping I can get to it. It is Pepper Girl by John Terry Gadsden. I have another collection of short stories. This is Vampires in the Lemon Grove by Karen Russell. I started this a really long time ago. Read the first couple of stories. I'm actually 50 pages in. And it's only like 250 pages, so I'm like a fifth of the way through this book. Really need to finish this. I enjoyed what I have read of it so far. I don't know why I never picked it up again. And then I have 2 more graphic novels, just in case. That's literally all my brain can handle, because if I have to work a double shift, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be brain dead. So I have the 2nd volume of Odyssey by Matt Fraction and Christian Ward. For those of you who don't know, this is a badass science fiction, gender-swamped retelling of Homer's The Odyssey. It's amazing. It's the most colorful thing you've ever seen in your life, and it just rocks my world. So I might read volume 1 again before this, because I kind of don't remember what happened. I think I read that at the end of one of the 24 and 48, maybe the last 24 and 48 hour readathon. I was really tired. So my retention on that is not great. But either way, I'm going to get to this soon, whether or not it's for the readathon. And lastly, I have a new acquisition, and that is Everything is Teeth by Evie Wyld, which is illustrated by Joe Sumner. And this is a graphic memoir about Evie Wyld's fascination with sharks. But it's apparently really poignant and really amazing. So, cannot wait to get into this. I've heard nothing but good things. So, that's like the biggest readathon stack that's ever happened. And we'll see how it goes. I am usually able to take off work or switch my week around for the weekend readathons, but this time I am not going to be able to do that because we are opening a new restaurant and it is all hands on deck mode at work right now. It is nonsense. We might actually be opening the restaurant this weekend. If that happens, you won't see me for 2 weeks, so sorry. But either way, my intentions are good, and I'll have a good time, whether I'm reading or just cheering you guys on Twitter. Let me know if you're participating in either of the readathons, what books you're most looking forward to reading, what your strategy is for 24 and 48, and etc., etc. Let's talk about whatever you want. Your cats, your dogs, your favorite color. We can talk about whatever in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!